Peace, love. Listen, what are we going to talk about today? Hit that beautiful like button for the first aspect of this segment. I know that you're coming from TikTok or maybe from somewhere else. But much peace and much love. To see the rest of this video, the full 15, go to Patreon, sign up. Yeah, you know the vibes. What are we going to talk about today? Let's talk about who is the enemy. That's what we'll speak about. Watch Attack on Titan. That's one of the questions that were it was a big highlight in the show. Who is the enemy? Let's be honest. We're constantly at war. So understand that the enemy is negativity. That's the only one that makes sense, right? For those of you tuning in, for the rest of the video, go to Patreon, Black Raps 24/7. I'll have it here. So go to Patreon to see the rest of this and learn more. And this is all part of coursework in finding yourself. Who is the enemy? That's the topic. We'll be diving into that. Now, let's start. A lot of you guys, right, I'm not going to call it a gang. Let's call it a belief system, right? Because everybody's in different belief systems. One thing I know about is you have 500 Christians practicing Christianity 500 different ways. Yeah? The religious aspect is somewhat subjective, right? Everybody practices things differently because fingerprints are unique to the individual. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Who is the enemy? What happens when you say the enemy is you? So let's just say, for example, you got somebody that's crip. He's saying the enemy is Bloods, Decepticons, Transformers, whatever. Right? Shout outs to all these beautiful organizations. Because I know people from these organizations, but this is about the psychological aspect of what these organizations may be doing to your health, right? And I care about you as a person. I cared about me. That's why I escaped the survival paradigm. I escaped hell. Hell is a state of mind. Look into the map of consciousness, the levels of consciousness. I'm at the highest aspect, the 12th dimension. Yeah? And I flow on that frequency habitually. It's the law of habit. Whatever you dive into, the law of habit keeps you in that subconsciously. A lot of you guys got comfortable being at war with things that look like you. What do I mean by that? What do I mean? It's called mental telepathy. I was on the train one day and I saw a man staring at me. And at this, remember, it's not about who you are, it's where you are. And I'm at a space in my life where subconsciously my spirit is very intuitive and very loving and compassionate to who we're becoming. So my past self, present self, and future self have agreed that we are doing this for us, okay? So here's how it goes. A lot of you are going through mental telepathy. But I was on the train and I seen him staring at me and I'm like, what the fuck is he staring at? You know, I'm from Brooklyn. You know how we are. I used to have a lot of situations on the train. Never fought nobody because my intellect, I still had wisdom, never had to fight. I was always a thinker, yeah? Spiritually too. Reason with integrity, that's where I started from. Courage, pride through love, compassion, right? When my mind told me that this man, what I'm seeing is a projection of my perception, I no longer saw him anymore. I no longer had situations on the train. I no longer see those people because I am no longer attracting that. I am no longer in the survival paradigm. That's how serious this is. A lot of motherfuckers go outside looking for their ops, shorter word for opposition, and don't realize that they're attracting versions of themselves. You go outside to kill you. Listen, either way you put it, we're gonna die. And when I say that, I mean there's different planes of consciousness. Learn how to die genuinely in a psychological aspect of all the negative things. Start to sit down through introspection and meditation and self-education and start to declare these habits I may be comfortable with. Maybe I learned them from upbringing or environment, but they're not serving me. Why are they not serving me? Because the outcomes that are happening, they're not good for me. They're not. They're only happening based on my circumstance, who I choose to be. Negative living brings negative consequences. Positive living brings positive consequences. No matter what way you put it, there are consequences. Death is no longer real. Everything exists at once. Everybody knows this. Everybody, including you. You're choosing to be who you want to be. Now ask yourself, who is the enemy? The enemy has to be negativity. Why? Because when you look in the Kabbalion, it says, mastery does not consist of abnormal visions or fantasy, but in using higher vibrations to surpass your lower. Then it talks about the law of rhythm. They talk about the law of neutralization. You watch a movie, and I'll give you my version of it. You watch a movie. Let's say, matter of fact, I was watching Girlfriends. Shout out to William, Joan, Miss Tony Childs, right? What I'll say is this. I know some of you like to go by the real people's name. I don't feel like doing that, right? Let's keep it fiction. I watched that show, and I noticed that Kelsey Grammer is the executive producer behind the show. The executive producer handles the contracts, gets the money, makes sure everything is good with the network. Just found that out, new to me. But the writers, I'm not one of the writers. So even though I want William and Joan to be together, somehow William and Monica make sense, okay? You have to learn to watch the movie and watch the show without being critical, without analyzing it to a point where you want to change the narrative. So now you're releasing energy or negative energy because you got aspects that you would love to happen like I did. I wanted William and Joan to be together, right? Because I understood how it could work. But you have to understand something. It's better that I just watch the show because I didn't write it. If I feel a certain way, it's about time I write my own show. It would make better sense. Listen, a lot of you guys are not living your life. You're living an impression of it. If you're not sitting down to understand yourself, you'll never come to the conclusion, or maybe you did, because your spirit and your soul is always here. It's constant becoming and changing. You've never understood that the enemy is negativity. A lot of the stuff that we're doing, if you notice, as you jump on that pendulum and take part in it from a neutral space, you may have reason and integrity, but the foundation or the nature of that understanding may not be your belief system. Your belief system makes you feel great, cathartic, serendipitous, and it makes you feel loved and genuine to the point where your purpose is effortless. And this has nothing to do with materialistic aspects of things. You have to understand who is the enemy. The enemy is nobody else besides what you think the enemy is. Understand that no matter what you say, it's truth. Truth has two parts, absolute and relative. A lot of you guys don't understand that polarity is real. You can't have hot without cold. Even then, it is still aspects of what temperature is. Nature, degrees. Start looking into your life and understanding, how is this beneficial to me? How am I doing things like this? And I'm only getting transient moments of nirvana. I can't tell you what to be. I can't tell you who to be. But I can tell you that if you're going in a direction where your energy is being used and internally you're sabotaging yourself and staying in the survival paradigm, which was created by David R. Hawkins, The Level of Consciousness and the Map of Consciousness. If you're staying in the survival paradigm, you have to understand that the lowest vibration within the survival paradigm is death. Yeah? Or out-of-body experiences. I know you guys went through it. It's because you're thinking you're not in control of yourself. Everything you do, you chose to do it. Listen, blame comes from anger. If you're angry, what are you blaming? Who is the enemy? And I always love to keep this short and clean and sweet. If your actions are not manifesting beautiful rewards that you can genuinely be compassionate in, and you got to watch your back and things of that sort, ask yourself, how long do you stay in the survival paradigm? Listen, I used to be in the survival paradigm. Grew up with the gangsters. You understand? And when I say gangsters, I mean people that were hugging belief systems and aspects of it and felt as though they knew they were in the right space. And I'm watching this as a kid and I'm like, oh, okay. They look like they enjoying it, but when they're alone, they're not. So I end up becoming that through osmosis, my version of it, very unique, right? Now we're reversing the brainwashing. I'll tell you something. They say when you're like, you get older, you go, damn, I pee a lot. Got to check my prostate. But when you're younger, you think I pee a lot. Maybe I drink a lot of water. The mindset, how are we educating ourselves? Are we looking into information that internally makes us feel better as people? A lot of us are scared to let go of the fear. I get it. I get it. It's a constant battle. It's only a constant battle if you don't know who the enemy is. And I'm telling you now, shout outs to you guys that are on Patreon because you're seeing this now. So fuck yeah. You should be, this is 15 minutes now, it's 13. You should be in the doomiest tier. So shout outs to you for investing in your time and willingly accepting guidance through us. So guys, understand who the enemy is. I'll be doing more things like this. I want you to think. I want you to sit with yourself and understand why forgiveness is the key to understanding. I want you to understand that everything that you're on now, you're the driver behind it. So if you crash out, remember, you were the one driving. You will still have to sit with yourself. Run through the do-what, understanding yourself. Check out guys like Brother Panic, Bobby Hemmett, just to start your journey. Remember, who is the enemy? It's negativity. Don't go against yourself. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting my Patreon and learning and being able to sit down here and digest information that is beautiful for you. Much love and much peace. Breathe and be yourself. Love. Emotions Made Easy. You need to talk about something. Go do that. At Emotions Made Easy, go to blackraps.com. We can help you out. Music coming soon. It's already here. My new song, Pineal. I help you heal through the music. It's a frequency. I'm at the highest. Understand? Not being braggadocious. I just understand perfection is continuation. It's infinite. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Merch coming. Everything coming. Go be great. Yeah. Love.